with a whole lot of stuff this week, didn't we, ladies?
Yes.
Chi-Town is on fire. Number one, I'd like for us to congratulate the Chicago Cubs. We are definitely trying to do. And I'm saying some of my divas picking out some of them Cubs to get some shout outs to, so y'all go ahead. And there's some good looking dudes on Chicago.
Yes.
I must say. So we're going to look forward to cheering them on next season, right?
Yes.
Well, first, can we cheer on the Sox first, then the Cubs?
Yeah. We ain't forgot about the Chicago White Sox. We know they Well, I haven't seen their roster, but those Chicago Cubs, them boys looking good. On a good note, that's on a good note. But we got hit this week with some stuff, and so I see that we represented, and it's not the Chicago Bulls that we represented. We love the Bulls too. Thank you, D-Wade, for coming back to Chi-Town, but we got hit this week. And we're going to talk about some Bull stuff that's still going on, some Bull stuff that took place on November 8th. We'll talk about that for a little while. Anything else we feel like is full of
Bullshit. Right there.
So I want to talk about the newly elected president, Mr. It won't come out of my mouth because I did not vote for him, and I'm proud that I didn't. I don't like anything he stands for. I think this election was rigged. It was rigged. And we're going to build a wall around Mr. That's all I got. That's how I'm feeling about
The bull.
But I know that everybody else got their feelings about something like the Divas started out. But for those who don't know us, Shaka, kick it off. Introduce yourself.
Shaka from the Shy.
Kim D from the Shy.
Nita from the Shy.
Kanisha from the Shy.
Nikki.
Liv from the Shy.
And I'm Kim T, your host from the Shy South Side, and I'm proud.
Yes.
And I'm a little upset this week. about this election. I know I'm not the only one, so I'm going to let y'all divas, how y'all feel about it?
Disgusted.
You know,
Not surprised. I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised, but I'm disgusted.
You know what? When I went to bed on Tuesday night, I went to bed early. I went to bed knowing when I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, he's gonna be our president-elect. You know. When I also realized is that after he became the president-elect, all kind of racial slurs, racial incidences have occurred. And what we just heard on the news on ABC is saying, hey, you know what, it done went up three times that what it usually be, you know, and it's just kind of like, oh my goodness. Then for me to hear on CNN that 49.2% of the country did not vote.
Wow. It's half of the 49.
That is like half of the country. So, and maybe it's probably because they felt like this election was bold. It was bull. It was rigged. Mm-hmm. And the other half that did vote, it was like they didn't like either candidate. Mm-hmm. So it's like you gonna take which devil you want to take. You know, it's just that's just kind of how it was. I was never a fan of Hillary, but I gave her my vote. Like, go on, child, go on, get about my face. I don't, you know, I was always a Bernie fan. Mm-hmm. So you know, if I could write him in and it counted, I would have. But I know you writing in doesn't mean anything. So. That's how I feel about Mr. T. So.
Well, I wasn't a Hillary fan either. My candidate did not make it, and that's our brother Willie Wilson from Chicago. Mm-hmm. I would have voted for Willie Wilson simply because he's black, because that's where I'm at today. I wasn't a fan of Bernie. I wasn't a fan of Hillary's. But I gave Hillary my vote only because I wanted to stop Trump. So therefore, it was a blow to me. It was devastating to me, this whole thing. We all sat here together. Some of the divas got together. We was all excited. And when the numbers was coming in, we couldn't believe it. We was excited at first, and then it kind of hit us towards the end. And I just knew, you know, it was rigged.
You see, I left and went home.
Yeah, we went to bed. Like, it was just like draining. Like, it's time to go to sleep. I don't feel like it. It's not looking good. Mm-hmm. I was just, like I said, I was disgusted. Like, it was weird because I really didn't even get a good sleep that night. Mm-hmm. I woke up, I could hear everything. It was just like not peaceful at all. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't understand. I really don't understand how it happened.
I do.
I mean, I do, but I don't want to believe. I don't want to believe that this is what's going on.
I saw it coming. I saw it coming, and I voted for Hillary. She wasn't my favorite candidate. I mean, I really didn't have anything against Hillary except for, well, no, I didn't have anything against her. I just wasn't going to vote for her. My vote was for Bernie. But I had to realize that he spoke to a lot of folks, including black folks and Mexicans, that felt like they were not being heard. Regardless of whether it was Hillary, it was just not going to be a Democrat. And then it was also the whole fact that the Democrats didn't even stand up for their own team. You didn't hear anything about them pushing and doing anything. And then after all the statistics and everything came in from the vote, you saw that we came out.
Yeah.
Shirley Chisholm, Ida B. Wells, we all came out. But Susan B. Anthony didn't show. So that just goes to show you that whole independent woman and we took that on. That's why the whole Black Girls Rock thing came out. You ain't heard nothing from them. They really don't believe it should be a woman president. So it's just like it's a lot of things that are rolling backwards in this country silently, and the louder that we all get, the quieter that they get, and I think that kind of helped them, and it hurt us in a way, because we used to be the ones that was quiet. We used to be the ones that had the secret meetings about boycotting and doing all this stuff. That's how we got our things done. Yeah. We were in barbershops, we were in hair salons, we were in places that they didn't go, that they couldn't get contact or have access to. We had black media. We really don't have it anymore. BET is under a whole other thing now. Yeah. So we made the progress, but we didn't make enough of it to make it where our vote really did count. You see what I'm saying? And then you have to understand, the government is ran like corporate America. You know how you can have all these degrees, you got all kinds of certifications, you well qualified for a job. But here comes Susie or Dennis or Mark, who has
little to nothing, no experience,
high school diploma. Just so happens that he is the cousin of the director of their team. Who do you think finna get that job? He has a baby. He has a whole family that he has to provide for. You got a baby too. You probably got 2 kids. You probably doing this stuff all on your own. Yet you have a degree. You have everything else that qualifies you for that job. Guess who's going to get picked?
It's a cousin.
But I actually think it's a good thing that Trump got in. And the reason why I say that is because it's waking up our people. I hope so. It's time to bring our dollars back into our communities, so we can be self-sufficient as black people. Yeah. So we can run our own establishment, our own electoral votes and so forth, or whatever the case may be. Because had this continued to go on, they will continue to rule the black people, and the black people will continue to get pushed to the wayside. So I think it's a wake-up call. Stuff like this needs to happen to wake us up. And during this whole process, black people have been waking up. You have more nurses out there that are black, doctors that are black, people in high positions that are black, celebrities that are getting it too. So I think this whole thing with Donald Trump becoming the president is a wake-up call for our people.
I agree. And I think that, we should carry the message on that it is time for us to wake up. Because the thing that I didn't really too much care about the election or any of the election, because it seems like every time there's someone chosen, first thing come out of our mouth, what they going to do for us? Who would, they tied Barack's hand, for us. He couldn't just do for us. He had to do for everybody so we can fall for us. But we always seem like we're in a position where we standing out for a handout. So now it's time for us to make America great. It's time for us to take black America serious. But actually, if you dig deeper, you can find that we actually built this country for real, whether they want to acknowledge that or not. We have like Shaka, we have the doctors, we have the inventors of things that made America what it is today. Yeah. So when Donald Trump stand up there, which I don't understand that whole make America great again, Donald Trump is a billionaire. So America is great to him anyway. So what? I mean, he wouldn't be the viable person to really have any truth in saying that statement. Right. He's cool.
He always,
cool. So he actually what he did, just like he woke the sleeping giant. These people that are, I'm trying to say it real nice, in the rural areas, got a little farm, who got tired of the black people progressing. And they came out, they woke them up, they dusted them off, they drugged them to the polls.
That's what they catered to.
And?
But what I see is that they fail to realize that Donald Trump is going to continue to make the rich get rich. And the poor is going to continue to get poor, whether you black, white, Mexican, Spanish, or whatever the case may be. So for those people who went and voted for Trump, and I'm going to say a white trash, when they voted for Trump thinking he's going to be a benefit to them, think again. They're going to get hit just as hard as anybody who's not a part of the rich. And when I say rich, it's anybody that's below 100,000. Yeah. Or that.
If you ain't making $1 million,
you ain't even in that category. But I think it's going to be a lesson for this whole world.
Yep.
Period. Everybody is going to have a lesson in this whole situation. Right now, we are in history. And I just want to say, shout out to the old girl that was, you know.
Oh my goodness.
She was a protester that was out there protesting out there. And she was like, she had a sign up. I forgot what it said.
I grabbed back.
Grabs back. She was just like doing
and everything.
And that's another thing that I was keeping a note. I mean, disrespectful. I don't even see how, I'm like Michelle, First Lady Michelle, how would anybody even think about even putting somebody that walk around and say they got their hands on your, and he didn't even try to say it cute. He said the P word, just flat out, I do it, they let me do it, and it's cool.
Because his wife let him know, you see what she do.
You know what, Divas, I have an actual question. What if, for instance, let's just, pull the rabbit out the hat and say, what if Trump said all of these things just to get in office?
He did.
Hold on, just wait. He said all of these things just to get in office. He catered to the rednecks, white trash. He catered to the elite tea parties and the elite congressmen and everything. He catered to all these people. What happens, or how would you feel if he got in office and said, I'm not doing none of that shit?
He's not going to be able to. He's saying it now.
You see that toupee he got on?
No, and when he's going to really, he already said, I'm not going to even touch Obamacare. Remember when he was campaigning saying, I'm going to do it, I'm going to repeal it.
But
he already said he's not doing it.
But he's saying that because once you cross that threshold, it's a whole other level of knowledge and things that you have to understand. That's going to, you in a whole other thing. What you think you're going to do, you're not going to
be able to do
it. It's totally different powers that be there when it comes to once you get into that office. Probably the same thing that happened with Barack when he got in. He went in there all for that hope and change stuff. As soon as he got there, honey, we're going to sit you down.
But what about if he had what about Trump had no intentions? He had every intention to call everybody out. To basically, he basically trumped everybody.
The joke is on him because now you have to realize it's only a certain amount of time before people are going to actually ask for you to do what you said you was going to do. And you had the support of people who are looking for you to do what you said you was going to do. And I guarantee you, if he don't do not at least one of them things, they're going to turn this whole thing up.
He's even willing to work with the Mexican
president. They're going to turn it up. I'm telling you, the Boston Tea Party ain't got nothing on what these fools are trying to do now.
He didn't even say what he was going to do. That's why I'm still kind of clueless on what did he say he was going to do. Everybody's so frightened about what Trump is going to do. He never.
All he ever said was, "I have a plan. I have a plan." That's all he ever said.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I attended a meeting of the LGBT. They had a panel session at my job the other day, and the sad thing that I found out that the LGBT community, some of the people, the phone calls are like at 500%. People are committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
because that's saddening.
Yeah.
Because they feel like, because someone
There's
said
no hope.
when he gets in office, there's gonna be a place for y'all. So they said, well, I'm not even gonna let nobody put me in if I'm gonna take myself out. But those are the things that I'm talking about that's happening. So we as a people, Divas, since we have access to spread good stuff, that's what we're gonna do from now. We're gonna come together. I've said it, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my money in black things. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take some money, go down and put some money in black, so that we can feel self-sufficient. Because I don't care who's in office until we figure out who we are and what the powers that we hold. There'll be another election we're gonna be sitting sad.
Yes.
Am I?
And Trump, he's not the first, and he definitely won't be the last.
No.
So it's just important for the people to come together as one, and like you say, be self-sufficient. And that's just the bottom line. Bring your own dollars in your own community, so support your own people, and so forth. Just like Kim said, support your own, and it starts with us.
It actually should start on Black Friday, but that's another subject. So I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Are y'all tired of talking about?
I just want to say something. It's more than one way to skin a cat, and I think this is an opportunity for us as Black people to use our gifts that we have and our talents to start our own businesses while he is in office, you know, and to support our business.
That's what I was going to add. Because we have the capabilities of starting them, but a lot of us don't support. We got a business right here, a couple of businesses in the room. True Sisters, sorry, y'all give out shouts out. Tell the audience what y'all do so they can look you all up, where they can find you, what you guys do, so that they can support. Talk to my people.
I am the owner and lead consultant of True Sisters Soirees LLC, and we are a full-service wedding and events planning and coordinating company here in Maryville. We service the Chicago and Northwest Indiana areas, but sky's the limit. So that's what we do. You can reach us at www.truesisterssoirees.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. We're all over the place. Come find us.
These are these divas that put that company together, correct, girls?
Yeah.
Just a shout out. So support. It's a lot of stuff that I do. I could be on all day about the things that I do. Support me wherever you see me. Right? And there's going to be some more stuff coming out. So, divas, let's give a toast up. I made the statement, not my president. I really mean that. But I'm going to see what God can do. He's still in control. We ain't going to worry about it. We're keeping it moving.
Michelle Obama 2020.
Oh, yeah.